Before we get into today's video, I did want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody, everywhere, in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know. Y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Shout out to all my dads out there. I hope you guys got to relax some. Before we go any further in this video though, I do want to let you guys know that we are currently right now in the midst, actually right now, of a tropical storm Claudette. So it is thundering, lightning, raining, storming. So if you hear all that in the background, you know what's going on. Before we go any further, I did want to stop and thank today's sponsor, ExpressVpn. Thank you so much, ExpressVpn, for sponsoring today's video. If you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you guys know that I've been a partner with ExpressVpn for a while now, and I love ExpressVpn. If you don't know what a VPN is, it is a virtual private network. And what ExpressVPN actually does is it creates a tunnel between your phone, your computer, your data, and the internet. You guys, sometimes I'm driving down the street, sitting at a red light, and my phone will automatically connect to the Wi-Fi at the McDonald's across the street from me. And so I don't even know it. I'm sitting there and my phone is connected to that Wi-Fi, and there are actual hackers and people that are snooping on the internet that are going through these different Wi-Fi networks, and they're trying to steal your data. And ExpressVPN, again, creates that tunnel between your information on your device and the Wi-Fi. That's just one way that ExpressVPN works. But my personal favorite, you guys know, is the fact that ExpressVPN will actually unlock different programs in different countries. And the one that I use the most is indeed Netflix. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I get to watch shows that are in other countries that I would not get to watch here in the US because ExpressVPN lets me change my location online. So real quick, I'm just going to show you how quick and easy it is to use ExpressVPN. We're just going to go to Netflix. And the show that I've been watching in the UK is named 3 Girls. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to go right here to 3 Girls. And as you guys can see right here, it's not on here. It's not showing. It is not available in the US. But when I go to ExpressVPN and turn my VPN on, and it is so simple, and y'all know I need simple, I just go to connect. Boom, that quick. Now it is connected, and as you guys can see, I'm connected in the UK. Now I'm going to go back to Netflix. And there it is right there, the documentary that I've been watching. If you guys want to find out how you can get 3 free months off of your ExpressVPN, go to expressvpn.com/Christina Randall, or you can just simply click the link down in the description box and go over there and find out how you can get your 3 months free today. All right, back to the video. Okay, so over on Instagram, you guys have been DMing me this situation, and I've seen little clips on Instagram.
And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence, fabricating fictitious government you ever seen.
So if you guys are not on Instagram, I'm going to just give you guys a rundown. There was little clips of this man in court looking like he was representing himself as a lawyer, which is what he is doing or was doing, is representing himself. And he was yelling in court, and they only showed small clips of it, the ones that I seen that y'all sent me on Instagram, and it seemed like he was probably a little mentally unstable and that he was representing himself, and he was yelling at the court saying the evidence is going to show this and the evidence is going to show that. And then the slide would go to what was said was his son testifying against him.
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good.
It's good to see you, man. Did you see me shoot your mom?
No.
Did I hurt you that night of this incident?
Yes.
I did. And how did I hurt you?
You stabbed me.
So what allegedly had happened was this guy, his name is Ronnie O'Neill III, killed his family, okay, his girlfriend, his 9-year-old daughter at the time, who was special needs. It is said that she was nonverbal autistic, and attempting to kill his 8-year-old son. He was 8 at the time. Now, this happened back in 2018, and the reportings of what happened, whether it happened the way that the investigators are alleging that it happened, or whether it happened the way that Ronnie III is alleging that it happened, it was just gruesome and terrible. And the only survivors of this situation was the 8-year-old boy at the time. He is 11 years old now. And Ronnie O'Neill III, the one who is in jail facing the death penalty. So when I saw this on Instagram, I thought, I had so many emotions. Like, first of all, why is this little boy up here having to testify when he just lost his mother and his sister? And why is his dad the one questioning him? On March 18th of 2018, 911 gets a phone call from a woman who is screaming, basically just begging for somebody to come and help her, saying that her boyfriend was trying to kill her. And you could hear in the background a man screaming the words, Allah Akbar. Now, the dispatcher immediately sends out help, and the police and fire department and everything that they always dispatch. Henrietta Barron. Now, she was 33 years old at the time. She had a 9-year-old special needs daughter named Ronikia O'Neill, and she had an 8-year-old son named Ronnie O'Neill. So when I read that, I thought she named both of her children after this guy. Like, that's how much she loved him, believed in him, or whatever type of relationship that they had. So 911 dispatchers, they come out there, and the house is engulfed in flames, and they see a woman lying dead outside, and that ended up being Kenyatta, who goes by Kiki. And then as they were trying to get in, a little 8-year-old boy came walking out.
In this exclusive video, you can hear investigators react to seeing an 8-year-old boy walk out of the home with horrible stab wounds, telling deputies his father shot his mother.
Blood all over him. He had burn marks on him. And then comes out Ronnie the third, his father, and he was completely covered in blood, and he was screaming all of this stuff, and the cops were trying to get him to calm down and to put his hands up for arrest, and he would not comply. So they tased him and they arrested him and they took him to the jail. Now, later on, firefighters and different people would testify in court and say that it was the most gruesome crime scene that they had ever seen. They saw the mother laying outside. They saw the little boy come out. And when he came out, and he had 30% burns on him. I mean, he ended up being in critical care.
He was in critical condition. He was on a ventilator and had a tube in his esophagus, in his trachea in order to breathe. He had multiple tubes in his neck and chest.
This little 8-year-old boy went through it. But when they went into the house, that is when they found the 9-year-old little girl, Ronikia's body in there, and she had been stabbed multiple times and then lit on fire. First responders would also say that when they went into the house was billowing with smoke.
Everything in the room was on fire, so clothes, wall, ceiling. Once again, visibility was limited, and I realized that the floor was covered in blood.
And they really couldn't see much, and they were slipping. They were slipping, and they didn't realize, like the firefighters were like, well, we haven't sprayed any water yet. What am I slipping on? And they realized it was blood, that the whole entire house was covered in blood. And one of the firefighters would later testify and say that when he came out...
What did you do then?
Hugged my other firefighter and cried, to be honest with you.
Now, Ronnie, the father, he actually originally was considered to be incompetent to stand trial. He was just saying a bunch of stuff. He just sounded like he was, out of it. They transported him to a mental facility, and they got him what they considered to be back on track in order to stand trial. And then they started his trial, which is what's been going viral online right now. It is so controversial, actually, because a lot of people are thinking that this guy is not mentally competent to even stand trial. He just doesn't seem right. But if you guys watch the trial and watch him, yes, to me, in my personal opinion, he seems like he has mental issues. However, he knows what he's doing. If you guys watch the opening statements, because he is representing himself, okay?
The evidence is going to show my son did not witness me viciously beat his mom to death.
And honestly, he missed his calling in life because he probably could have been a really good lawyer had he went down that path. And I'm going to leave that video link down below so you guys can go and watch it. When he was representing himself, although he's yelling a lot and he's, doing things that lawyers don't typically do, he makes a lot of good arguments. Now, Ronnie's argument in this whole entire thing is that Kiki Kenyatta, his girlfriend, his long-term girlfriend that he had 2 children with, actually tried to attack him and she's the one that killed their 9-year-old, and she was going to kill their 8-year-old, and then now she was attacking him and he killed her in self-defense. He's also saying that the police and the investigators tampered with the evidence and that they deleted a 911 phone call that he made. He did call 911 too and said that.
What is your emergency?
Hey, I just been attacked by some white demons inside Kiki. Kiki, her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me.
What's she at?
So it was a lot of insane or outlandish claims at the time that could make somebody think that he was, not mentally competent to know what he was doing or stand trial. But he was really hard on the fact that he said that the police department, the Hillsborough Police Department in Florida, set him up. He even kind of tries to go into saying like they're the ones that killed them and they set him up. So he was kind of all over the place. Nevertheless, he made really good arguments, okay? Like really good arguments. Even some lawyers were impressed by his arguments. And I think that what a lot of people are missing is when somebody goes to trial, and this is the way I understand it. Again, I'm not a professional. You guys go do your own research. When somebody goes to trial, the question of that person that's on trial is not, are they mentally sane? Are they mentally sound? Okay, because be honest with you, most of us got mental issues. Okay, just me. I'm the only one that suffers with severe anxiety, PTSD, trauma, all that stuff, and struggles on a daily basis. Okay, it's just me. Nevertheless, most of us have mental issues. The question is, does the person know right from wrong? Did they know what they were doing was wrong? Are they so out of touch with reality that they do not realize right from wrong? They don't know what a trial is. They don't know what's happening. And if you watch it, he does know what's happening, okay? Does he have probably some ways? Yes, but he knows what's happening, and he was a pretty darn good lawyer for himself. Quite impressive. Now, he only defended himself for 30 minutes. And the prosecution is seeking the death penalty in this case. And so the jury is out right now. Maybe by the time I put this video out, there'll be an answer if you guys want me to follow up on this. When more information comes out and to tell you guys the sentencing, I will. But it was so deep and dark. And some of the points that this man made was that
because my family lives were taken when my daughter was born. It was me who gave the command, the final command to keep her alive when she was on life support. When she was born, 2 pounds, 2 ounces, and couldn't breathe on her own. It was me who fought to keep her alive. But all of a sudden, I just want to take her life for no reason. I'm asserting justifiable homicide because I acted in self-defense and moved to protect myself and my children from Kenyatta Barron. I'm going to be showing with evidence several reasonable reasons to doubt the state's allegations against me. The evidence will show that the state cannot prove that I premeditatedly killed anyone because I didn't have any time to reflect or plot and plan as if everything happened suddenly and spontaneous. I responded out of pure instinct and heat of passion. Eliminating any kind of premeditated design. So they cannot say or deny me the right to premeditatedly kill Kenyatta Barron if she killed my children. The evidence will show that Kenyatta Barron had several medications and drugs such as morphine in her system. The evidence will show she had a domestic history and was arrested for domestic violence that same year.
He also claimed that Kiki was super angry with him because he had a baby with another woman, and the woman did come and testify in court, his other child's mother, and said that.
And the mother of O'Neill's third child says she was arguing with Barron on the phone just hours before the murders.
We never got along, like, at all.
She and Kiki argued constantly, that Kiki would constantly send her Facebook threats and or they would argue via Facebook message, which I can see how that can happen. I mean, that makes sense. Kiki and Ronnie lived together. They had a 9-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son at this time. And somehow, some way, it is said too that family members said they had a on-again, off-again relationship. Nevertheless, Ronnie went out and had a baby with another woman. Okay, now this baby is only a few years old. And so I can see how there could be tension there. I mean, whether they were broke up at the time or whether they were together at the time, he went and had a baby with another woman. And I can tell you, I would think that that's enough to put a lot of tension in the relationship. So if they were arguing, I'm not surprised, and I don't blame either one of them about it. You know what I'm saying? But so Ronnie's defense is that he was being attacked by Kiki because he had this other, child with this other woman, and he had to have a relationship with her because of the child, and Kiki was always upset about it. He was also saying that she was on these substances and she has a history of violence. Neighbors spoke up and said that Kiki was the nicest person ever. Even one neighbor spoke up and said that she would help her son with his math.
She loved her children. She did everything she could. She took good care of those kids. She was the best mom. She was lovable. Just a sweethearted person.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All of it is so heartbreaking. And then the little boy who had to literally get up there. And you guys, this is just my opinion. I got to give it to you guys straight. I got to give it to you. When I was watching this guy testify, I got major Ted Bundy vibes. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean that like he did all of the things that Ted did, but if you guys watched my TB video, I'll put a card right here. You know that he defended himself as well, and he got his victims up on stand too. And we talked about that in the video that I did. Like, if you're victimized by somebody, if you're attacked by somebody, and then you had that person being in court, period. Have any of y'all ever been in court? It's still a very weird feeling in court. Maybe it's just me because I've had some scary times in court, right? But like in court, like the lights are all on you and it's dead silent, and you've got to make sure you are dressed a certain way, acting a certain way, saying that you got to, and there's people typing everything you say, and it's just a lot of pressure no matter what. And you got all of those factors, and then you're a child at that, okay? And your father, according to the boy, kill your mother and your sister and then set it all on fire, and now he's questioning you. It gave me Ted Bundy vibes, because that's what he did to his victims. He got them up on stand, the ones that survived, and he questioned them in front of everybody, and he actually enjoyed it. And it's just like, and that was the same thing that they said that Ted did in court, was he was very like showy and like, wanted to control the room and show everybody how smart he was. And that is the vibe that I got from this Ronnie guy, was he was very much, and he was good at it too. And they said Ted was too, though. That's just the thing. Ronnie could have been a good lawyer had he went down that path. You guys got to watch it. You'd be like, he's making some good points. So I just, my heart breaks for this little boy. I think that is pretty much what drew everybody in that was sending me the clips, is this little boy who's now 11 now. Thankfully, he's been adopted by people who are loving him and taking care of him. But when he was testifying in court, there was some footage that had him completely blurred out. You couldn't see anything. Some footage showed him just from like the arms down, because he had his arms on these tables. You could see that even though he had on a long sleeve shirt, you could see the burn marks on his hands. So, oh my gosh. And you guys, if you look at the evidence in this case, allegedly Ronnie Sr., the father in this situation, beat his girlfriend Kiki with a gun. Okay, now this device, this isn't a plastic Nerf one that you can get from Walmart. Okay, these are very strong. The whole entire gun was like all bent, and he hit somebody with that. Oh my gosh. And then there was an axe. He used an axe.
Do something to your sister?
Yes, he hit her with an axe. And then he went in the garage. I followed him. He put me on the ground, and then he had his foot on top. I was laying on my stomach. He had his foot on top of me, and he was holding me down, and he was like lighting a match.
And then Ronnie Sr., the father, his dad came and testified in court and said that his son called him and said that Kiki was trying. It was just like so much going on. Like, he's defending himself, but then you have this 11-year-old boy that's getting up there telling what he saw. He's obviously traumatized and he's got to live with this. Like, how hard? What do I think? I think he's guilty, you guys. I do. I know that there's always a possibility that all these things that he claimed, I think that he did it. I absolutely think that he did it. And I think that it's devastating and horrible. And do I think he has mental issues? Yes. But I also think that he knew what he was doing, because if he knows how to defend himself in the way that he did, then he knows right from wrong. He knows, what he did. But then the question lies of, how did he go from a seemingly normal person to this? I don't know. This is a wild one. What do you guys think? Have y'all heard about this? Have you seen this case? What do you think? At the end of the day, the most important thing is the little boy. All of their family, obviously Kiki's mom and dad, they lost their daughter. If she had siblings, they lost their siblings. So it's super sad. I'm sure she had a lot of people that loved her. And as well as Ronnie, the father, his dad testified in court. I'm sure he had family that loved him too. It's really, really sad. So I'm just praying for the little boy. All of my praying friends out there, keep this little boy in your prayers. He has a long, long road ahead of him, and I just pray that he is loved and that he comes out of this 100 times a better person because of the struggles that he's gone through. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see y'all on Friday for a new true crime. As always, please do not forget to like this video. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.